So let's bring in our political panel. We have Democratic strategist and former Obama campaign director Robin Biro and president and executive director of the Daily Signal, Robert Bluey. Gentlemen, good morning. Good to have you on Morning on Merit today.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Robert, we're going to start with you first. Biden flat out admitted that his Democratic colleagues did pressure him into dropping out of the race. Your reaction to this new official statement, did he say the private part out loud or simply admit to something that was really being made apparent from the get-go?
Absolutely right that it was being made apparent because you and I read the same news articles at the time, and it was quite clear that Democratic leaders were interested in Biden stepping aside simply because he was a drag on other candidates in the party. Now, whether or not the president should have admitted that publicly in a TV interview is, I think, another matter. He could have certainly pointed to any number of reasons why he decided to bow out of the race. The fact that he's pointing the blame at some of those Democratic leaders, I think, shows that he probably thinks that he, deep down, could have won re-election. After all, he is the one person who's defeated Donald Trump in the past.
Well, you know, Biden was not the only one talking to the press this week, and Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance making the rounds on major news networks as well on Sunday. And Vance actually took an aggressive stance against the Harris-Walz ticket, calling them out for the tactic of characterizing him and Trump as, quote unquote, weird. And he also called out the vice president, saying she's a chameleon when it comes to her policies. Let's listen to this.
But I think that it drives home how they're trying to distract from their own policy failures. I mean, look, this is fundamentally schoolyard bully stuff, but I believe importantly that President Trump is right that she's a chameleon. She pretends to be one thing in front of one audience. She pretends to be something different in front of another audience. Look, Dana, she's not running a political campaign. She's running a movie.
Now, Robin, we know the Trump campaign at the rallies over this weekend, they focused mostly on policy. Does this frustration we heard from J.D. Vance stem from the Harris campaign avoiding policy, even flip-flopping on some of their policy stances?
Make no mistake, she has flip-flopped on things like fracking, and I think we're actually for the better. I always admire any politician who evolves in their policies, and it's something that is more palatable and better for the American populace. So yeah, it's fair to call her a flip-flopper, but in this case, I think it's for the best. But yeah, sure. You know, the campaign website still doesn't have many policies up there, but if you listen to a rally, she is very heavy on policy during her rallies.
Yeah, you know, one policy position Kamala Harris is talking about sounds oddly familiar. Let's take a listen to this.
And it is my promise to everyone here, when I am president, we will continue our fight for working families of America, including to raise the minimum wage and eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Okay, now that statement right there, a lot of people are talking about that, the no taxes on tips, a campaign vow that former President Trump actually made earlier this summer in June. So, Robert, this move would take congressional approval no matter who is in the White House. How likely is a policy like this to pass? And is the fact that both parties are agreeing on this singular point, is that a good thing?
Well, there is a bipartisan proposal in Congress, both the Senate and the House, and so there is a likely chance that it could move forward. Obviously, you know how difficult it is to get anything through Congress these days. But generally, anytime you're lowering taxes, I mean, it's good policy. I'm not surprised to see Vice President Harris take this position. She and Donald Trump are competing over the same handful of states that are battlegrounds that will determine the outcome of this election. She knows that in a state like Nevada, it's critically important to win over those voters. And I think she struggled with both the Hispanic population there and maybe some independents. And so this is a ploy on her part to try to appeal to those people and maybe take away some of those votes that Donald Trump was counting on.
And finally, Politico reporting on Saturday that it received emails from an anonymous account with documents from inside Trump's campaign. Steve Chung, a Trump campaign spokesperson, said foreign sources hostile to the United States illegally obtained these documents. Now, the campaign is blaming Iran for this hack, saying they're trying to interfere with the 2024 election. Robin, should voters be worried about more interference from our foreign enemies in this election?
Yes, Dominique, we should always be worried about foreign interference and foreign meddling. I just hope that Politico does the responsible thing and keeps this close. We're doing fine as a Democratic Party on our own. We don't need the the help of foreign actors. It actually hurts us more than anything because then it calls to question the fairness of the election. So this is a bad thing for the country as a whole, Dominique.
Okay, Robin Barrow and Robert Bluey, thank you very, very much for your time this morning.
Thank you both.